Hej, siemano wam wszystkim ludzie, z tej strony Arturo, witam was na swoim kanale i kontynuujemy przygody Simona Czarodzieja, a raczej Wilka Skywalkera, ponieważ to teraz z nim przejmujemy kontrolę nad gierką. Ogólnie dotarliśmy na Oko Śmierci, czy tam Gwiazdę Śmierci. Jest to prawdopodobnie nawiązanie do Gwiezdnych Wojen. Mamy tutaj również Mistrza Jonasza i pewnie jest to nawiązanie do Mistrza Jody, aczkolwiek nie jestem pewien, nigdy nie oglądałem Star Warsów, jakoś nie jestem specjalnie fanem tej serii i nie chcę się tutaj za wiele wypowiadać na ten temat, bo po prostu się nie znam. A tymczasem zobaczmy, jakie mamy zdanie. Wilk, niech moc będzie z tobą. Zawsze to wiedział, ale teraz nadeszła jego wielka chwila. Wilk został wybrany na przygłupa. Może być i przygłupem. Dobra, porozmawiajmy z mistrzem Jonaszem.
What can I do for you, deranged one?
Ponieważ mamy tutaj kilka lekcji, których możemy się nauczyć. Pozwól mi posiąść twoją wiedzę, mistrzu.
Let me partake in your wisdom, master.
Naucz mnie mocy czytania w myślach.
Teach me the power of mind reading. I'll think of a number between 1 and 9 now. Use your power slowly and purposefully, young pupil.
Jonasz myśli o pewnej cyfrze, a my musimy zgadnąć, o jakiej cyfrze myśli. O kurde. Wilk, niech moc czytania w myślach będzie z tobą. Nigdy nie chciałem wiedzieć, co inni o mnie myślą, ale wilk przygłup posiada tę moc czytania w myślach. A, dobra, ja mam swój osobny ekwipunek. Nieopanowana moc telekinezy, nieopanowana moc przewidywania, nieopanowana moc kontroli umysłu, moc czytania w myślach.
Mo. Well, what number is it?
3, 4, 5. Ma się rozumieć, że 6.
It's 6, of course. Well done, deranged one. You've learned your lesson well.
Pozwól mi posiąść twoją wiedzę, mistrzu.
Let me partake.
Naucz mnie mocy kontrolowania umysłu.
Teach me the power of mind control. Now take control of this bug.
Dobra, mamy tutaj pluskwę. Resztki ośmiornicy. Wilk, niech moc kontrolowania umysłu będzie z tobą. Wilk otrzymał miano przygłupa, wiedział, że kiedyś dostanie taką szansę. Teraz musi posiąść umiejętność kontrolowania umysłu. Czyli rozumiem, że musimy to wykonać w taki sam sposób jak przed chwilą. Wybierzmy zatem moc kontroli umysłu i skierujmy na tą pluskwę.
Ra.
Skacz w przepaść, uszczypnij się, przebiegnij się 3 razy w kółko i idź spać. Zabij Nihonian.
Run in a circle 3 times and then lie down to sleep. Well done, deranged one. You've learned your lesson well.
Czyli jesteśmy tak naprawdę na półmetku. 2 umiejętności udało nam się opanować, pozostałe 2.
Let me
Naucz mnie mocy przewidywania.
teach me the power of foreseeing. When will you first use your power of foreseeing, young pupil?
Teraz. Może za 10 lat. Wygląda na to, że nigdy.
Now. Well done, deranged one. You've learned your lesson well.
To nie była jakaś specjalnie trudna lekcja.
Let me partake in your wisdom, master.
Naucz mnie mocy telekinezy.
Teach me the power of telekinesis. Focus your telepathic powers on one of the dead octopus's arms and raise it. Don't hurry, young pupil. Stay calm and collected.
W końcu wilk może skoczyć po piwo bez wstawania z fotela, ponieważ to on został wybrany na przygłupa. Wiedział, że kiedyś otrzyma taką szansę. Teraz musi posiąść tajniki mocy telekinezy. Resztki ośmiornicy. Moc telekinezy.
Failure is no cause for shame. Let's try again. You'll need...
Czyli jednak mi nie wyszło.
Let...
Naucz mnie mocy telekinezy.
Teach... Focus...
Na jedną z macek.
Well done, deranged one. You've learned your lesson well.
Powiedz zatem, skąd pochodzisz i jak znalazłeś się w tej ośmiornicy?
Say, where do you come from anyway? And what were you doing in that octopus?
I was sent by the consortium to find you and teach you in the use of the power, as you are the deranged one we've never been waiting.
Yeah, you already said that. How'd you get into the octopus, though?
Well, at milestone 3092, my powers left me. I'm getting a bit long in the tooth after all. So I crashed. I'd already given up on life, in fact, when I could suddenly grab hold of something slimy. First, I was able to steady myself quite well, thanks to my sense of balance. But then I slipped and fell headfirst into a deep maw. In the end, I found myself in some slimy room. That must have been the belly of that octopus. Oh well, there are worse ways to travel. Not too many, but there are.
Mistrzu, jeszcze nie jestem w stanie pojąć moich mocy.
Master, I don't understand my powers fully yet.
What do you want to know, deranged one?
W sumie tak naprawdę chyba nauczyliśmy się wszystkiego. Chcę wiedzieć, jak wykorzystywać moc czytania w myślach, w jaki sposób mogę kontrolować umysły, jak działa moc przewidywania, do czego może służyć moc telekinezy.
I want to know how I can use the power of mind reading.
By this power, as mysterious as it's mighty, you can read the thoughts of any living being as if they were your own. No matter what species the being belongs to, you can understand everything, right down to the inner core of that being's self. Be careful, though. There may be many a thought you'd rather not know. But once you've seen it, there's no turning back.
Znaczy się, obstawiam, że będziemy mogli czytać w myślach tych kosmitów. W jaki sposób mogę kontrolować umysły?
How can I control other minds?
This power is very useful, but also very dangerous. You can control the minds of other beings with it. Know that you can't command anything you want, though, especially not the inexperienced pupil you still are. Every creature retains its free will to a certain degree. You can't command anything that is in total opposition to the will of the creature in question.
Jak działa moc przewidywania?
How does foreseeing work?
The power of foreseeing lets you see a possible future in the space-time continuum. With a little practice of 10 to 20 years, you'll even be able to choose which point in time is shown to you.
Do czego może służyć moc telekinezy?
What can I use telekinesis for?
Telekinesis allows you to manipulate objects from afar. In the beginning, your power won't be very strong. For example, you couldn't lift this ship. Moving heavy objects requires years of advanced, hard practice.
Teraz wiem już wszystko, czego potrzebuję.
I now know everything I need.
Dziękuję, mistrzu.
Thank you, Master.
May the power be with you.
Niech moc będzie z tobą, Jonaszu. Nie mamy żadnych zadań do wykonania, ale widzę, że mamy tutaj most energii i nihonińskie urządzenie do komnaty przesłuchań.
Apprenticeship contract or not, I should never have gotten on this damn ship.
Do statku z powrotem wejść nie możemy. Z tego co pamiętam, to nasi przyjaciele są nieprzytomni. Prócz Simona, który został uprowadzony.
Oh, I can't look at it. The light's too bright. What's that thing?
Nic chyba przy tym zrobić nie mogę. Dobra, tutaj mamy kolejny most i jest jakieś urządzonko, które mogę kliknąć.
No, I don't want to lose my paw.
Być może na tym urządzonku w końcu będę mógł wykorzystać jakąś moją umiejętność.
It's locked.
Dobra, spróbujmy. Czytanie w myślach, kontrola umysłu raczej nie, moc przewidywania raczej nie, moc telekinezy.
They don't even move one bit.
Nie zadziałało.
It's locked so tight, even my power of telekinesis can't open it.
Chyba że będę mógł tym urządzenkiem zmanipulować.
They don't even move one.
Czyli nic z tego. Most energii. Most cofniętej energii.
If I want to get to the other platforms, I've got to rotate that strange, bright bridge somehow.
Konsola mostu energii.
That many buttons are confusing to me.
No dobra, czyli mamy... Mogę tutaj czymś obracać. To prawdopodobnie resetuje wszystko.
That many buttons are...
Dobra, tylko teraz pytanie, w jaki sposób powinno być to ustawione? Nic się nie wydarzyło. I to się za każdym razem resetuje. Dziwny przycisk, podejrzany przycisk. Okej. Przeprawa przez mostek. Mostek energii uruchomił się do połowy, więc wilk nie może przejść dalej. W jaki sposób zdoła przejść na drugą stronę? Zdaje się, że teraz będę musiał pobawić się trochę swoimi nowymi mocami. Dzięki jego umiejętnościom bez trudu rozpracujemy ustawienie konsoli kontrolującej mostek. Aby dostać się do innych pokoi, wilk powinien wykorzystać swoją moc przewidywania na konsoli. Okej, no dobra. Mamy konsolę mostu, mamy moc przewidywania przyszłości.
Wow! I haven't seen anything like this since I drank that crud light and lambrusco cocktail at the town fair.
Okej. No i teraz się udało. Zadanie mamy wykonane, możemy przejść na drugą stronę. Tylko teraz pytanie, czy iść tym mostem tutaj, na wprost do tego mostu, czy przejść tutaj do kolejnej konsoli teleportera? Może zaczniemy od tego mostu. O, mamy 2 zielonych ludków. Spróbuję poczytać im w myślach.
Mo.
Do you try the final great to me in the end?
It is damaging the world to die.
Although the great flash forever takes the to us.
It's big and the world to the sharp light dies forever.
Sad days shortcuts still keep for this planet.
It hurts, reminds. It hurts.
I've got a bad headache. Oh, am I imagining things? Or did I just understand those fat green creatures?
A czy ja będę mógł w jakiś sposób nimi manipulować? W sensie, no mamy moc telekinezy i mamy moc kontroli umysłu, nie? Moc kontroli umysłu.
Ra.
Rozkazuje ci natychmiast zakończyć inwazję, rozkazuje ci popatrzeć na sufit, do góry. Rozkazuje ci niezależnie od tego, co będę robił, nie zwracać na mnie uwagi, skoncentruj się na ekranach. Rozkazuje ci tańczyć kaczuszki i przejść tak przez cały pokład. Rozkazuje ci przynieść mi duży browar. Dobra, chyba najrozsądniejsze będzie to, nie? Żeby nie zwracali na mnie uwagi.
I command you. No matter what I'm doing, don't take notice of me. Concentrate on your screens.
What in our screens out?
At once have to check.
Me too. Quick!
I guess I was able to distract them. Now I can sneak past them.
No i elegancko. Możemy spokojnie się rozejrzeć po tym pokładzie.
It's confusing me.
Są jakieś ekraniki, które są klikalne, ale nic nie mogę na nich dostrzec. Jest waga.
You weigh 215.6 pounds. Body fat 29%. You should definitely do something to tackle your obesity.
Pah! That stupid thing isn't working right.
Ale coś chyba będę mógł przy tym manipulować. Tak mi się przynajmniej wydaje.
Thoughts don't weigh anything? I can see the scales collapsing under a fat green alien.
Okej.
You weigh
Pah!
Dobra, mamy tak naprawdę dwie dostępne mocy, które użyłem, bo kontroli umysłu i kontroli czytania w myślach na tym użyć nie mogę. W sumie nawet nie wiem, po co my tutaj przyszliśmy.
I'm not.
Nie będę na razie z nim rozmawiał. Dobra, wyjdźmy na zewnątrz.
Attention! All hands to your stations! In a few moments, we'll focus the great on the planet and activate it.
Konsola teleportera.
Let's see whether I can read this. Please, data input for transport. Transport object is being an object. Please enter start and go location. Please enter transport object exact weight. Use separate transport internal scales. Caution. Enter only the exact weight. Otherwise, transport object destroyed in the terrible way. Please, being, please, and please. I've got to be standing on the teleporter pad to be teleported. But then I can't control the teleporter.
No ale mamy w końcu swoje umiejętności.
That must be where the
Moc telekinezy. Wow.
Please stay ready. All preparations for the final have been made. All energy will now be rerouted to the big...
Okej. Mamy tutaj zdecydowanie nawiązanie do Matrixa.
What is the password?
Skąd mam wiedzieć, jakie jest hasło? QWERTY 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Miłość, hasło, zastanowię się.
QWERTY.
Access denied.
Obstawiam, że musimy tutaj użyć umiejętności przewidywania przyszłości.
I don't know why, but I can't get the words cockroach swarm out of my head.
Rój karaluchów.
What is the password?
Rój karaluchów.
Cockroach swarm.
Login correct. Awaiting orders.
Natychmiast wyłącz super broń, inaczej wyciągnę wtyczkę. Czy nie zechciałbyś włączyć tej super broni? Co ty właściwie obliczasz? Zastanowię się.
Turn off that super weapon at once, otherwise I'll pull your plug.
Access denied.
Czy nie zechciałbyś włączyć tej super broni?
Would you be so kind as to turn off that super weapon?
Access denied.
Co ty właściwie obliczasz?
What are you computing anyway?
I can compute anything.
Even the quadrature of a circle?
The result is 42.
Can you also answer those questions that always go through my head, even if I retreat to a quiet place with my bottle?
I can compute any question.
O kurde, ile mamy tutaj rzeczy do wyboru. Jeśli goli broda z Sewilli goli tylko tych mężczyzn, którzy nie golą się sami, to czy sam też się goli? Dlaczego potrzebujesz mnóstwo wody do ugotowania niewielu jaj, a niewiele wody do ugotowania mnóstwa jaj? Czy internet stanie się lżejszy, jeśli coś z niego ściągniesz? Czy Bóg Wszechmogący mógłby stworzyć skałę, której sam nie będzie w stanie unieść? Dlaczego odbicie w lustrze obraca się w poziomie, a nie w pionie? Czy jesteś w stanie wymyślić pytanie, na które nie znasz odpowiedzi? Zastanowię się.
If the barber of Seville shaves all the men of Seville but those who shave themselves, does he shave himself?
No, it is a female barber.
Dlaczego potrzebujesz mnóstwo wody do ugotowania niewielu jaj, a niewiele wody do ugotowania mnóstwa jaj?
Why do you need a lot of water for boiling a few eggs, but only a little for boiling a lot of eggs?
It is because water condensates on the egg surface area. In the case of many eggs, more water is able to condensate, and so more is conserved in the pan. In the case of only a few eggs, however, more water is lost, since there is a smaller total surface area. Thus, more water is needed to begin with.
Czy internet stanie się lżejszy, jeśli coś z niego ściągniesz?
Does the internet become lighter if you download stuff from it?
No. Your computer, on the other hand, does get heavier if a cookie is created. Those which are chocolate-coated especially lead to very unaesthetic fat pads.
Okej. Czy Bóg Wszechmogący mógłby stworzyć skałę, której sam nie byłby w stanie unieść?
Could an almighty God create a rock too heavy for him to lift?
Yes. At the same time, however, he would lose his omnipotence, which would be transferred to the rock.
Dlaczego odbicie w lustrze obraca się w poziomie, a nie w pionie?
Why does a mirror image swap left and right, but not top and bottom?
The mirror image does not swap left and right. It is only by regarding yourself from the perspective of your mirror image that you perceive left and right to be swapped.
Czy jesteś w stanie wymyślić pytanie, na które nie znasz odpowiedzi?
Can you think of a question you cannot answer yourself?
Yes.
What question is it?
Access denied.
Nie przychodzą mi do głowy żadne inne pytania. Komputerze, jedna herbatka z mlekiem, proszę.
I can't think of any more questions. Computer, 1 tea with milk, please.
I will be glad to. Do you want it with lacing or without?
With lacing. I mean without? No, with lacing.
Do you want it with lacing or without?
Without.
Error. Without cannot be computed. Inconsistency in the logic subsystem. New computing of the matrix. Computing power insufficient. Raising priority of task. Capacity exceeded. Warning. Central processing unit overheating. System rebooting.
I've decided. I want a tea with a dash of lacing, after all.
No, don't do it. I'm warning you, don't. No, I don't want to. Help! Why is nobody helping me? If you're caught in a spot and you really need somebody's help, you can be sure nobody's there. Oh no! Ah! And now you want to shoot me as well? Oh well, go ahead. Do what you have to do. I, Simon, the greatest sorcerer of the magic world, will leave this world with dignity.
What are you talking about, sir? First, let me extend a warm welcome to you here, aboard the Ariba, in the name of the entire crew and all the guests on board.
You don't need to have reservations. We just want to take a picture of you.
If you're feeling threatened by our cameras, we'll gladly put them away, though.
Cameras? What the... And why can I understand you all of a sudden?
You're able to understand us because you're connected to our ship's translation system.
And now, please follow us.
From here, we control our touristic excursions. Look, there's your nice planet.
Why are you destroying our world, though?
We're not destroying worlds. We're preserving their histories. We representatives of Outer World Tours, Inc. fly from planet to planet to give our people the chance to take pictures of the last moments of those worlds. The universe is dying, you know, and this way, we play a part in contributing to preserving the memory of it.
We're peaceful tourists. We've booked the extra-long fantasy tour with spectacular views of the ruins that remain of these lost worlds. Complete with half-board and a special attraction, the man with the greatest ego in the entire universe. We didn't want to miss that.
Yes, exactly. First, we wanted to book all-inclusive, but then we reconsidered as we didn't want to miss the native cuisine.
Many of our satisfied early and late bookers choose that. After all, you want to have something to tell the folks back at home about. So, armed with a camera and a good mood, off we go to the particular world. Then everybody starts snapping as much as they can to take home as many memories as possible. It's sad, really. When we get home, those worlds have ceased to exist. Thus, we have to plan every voyage from scratch. But that's what makes them so special, on the other hand.
You brought me into focus of your weapons, cameras, and pulled the trigger. I slammed the door shut at once, plaster fell from the wall, and soon after the whole house collapsed. You took a picture of the statue, and it partially crumbled to dust. You've stormed the inventor's hut, snapped your pictures, and chaos broke loose. Destroyed houses, destroyed statues, chaos, dying worlds. And what's always present are the cameras of those dwarves. Those things cause a wave of real bad luck. Waves of bad luck! That's it! The cameras are the problem. They cause waves of bad luck leading to the destruction of whole worlds, of course! You green gnomes storm one world after the next, causing catastrophes wherever you go. Your cameras are something like weapons after all. They seem to emit waves of bad luck when you use them, and you don't even know.
No, you've got it all wrong. We're just taking pictures. We're not causing waves of bad luck. We've got nothing to do with the subsequent destruction of those worlds. Absolutely nothing at all.
We'd never destroy worlds. We're a touristic enterprise. Now we've got to hurry, because next on our schedules, the panorama shot of the planet with all our tour guests. That's the successful conclusion of every tour. So, chop chop.
Oh no. Wait, just one moment. I'll prove to you that your cameras send out waves of bad luck. Now take a picture of me. Do it.
A picture of the man with the biggest ego in the universe and that funny hat. Ha! The others will be surprised.
There. Did you see that?
That doesn't prove anything. It was an old rickety console that could have blown up last week just as well.
Wait, please wait, there's somebody else who can confirm my theory. Simon to Talpaville! Simon to Talpaville! Can you hear me, Talpaville?
We can hear you loud and clear, Simon. You've successfully completed your mission.
Listen, guys, I need your help. The Nihonians believe...
The signal is loud and clear. Thank you for your help. By taking the homing device in the walkie-talkie to the eye of death, we can now commence our safety measures. It was very nice of you to sacrifice yourself. Over and out.
What? How? Hello? Hello?
We've received the signal and have a clear trajectory now.
So be it. It's time to put an end to this threat once and for all. Give the start signal.
The cockroach has nested. The hornets will breed. I repeat, the hornets will breed.
Understood. The crane is biting the earthworm.
Non-tourist flying objects have been launched and are now on a direct course toward us.
Non-tourist flying objects. What could they be? Oh! Those are missiles! Those Earth diggers are trying to blow us into space! You need to fire with everything you've got!
We don't have anything to fire with. We're a cruise ship full of tourists.
Damn! What about your cameras? Fire those and cause waves of bad luck to hit the missiles!
Won't the bad luck make the missiles unpredictable? They could fall back to the planet or create a black hole.
We could flee, of course, but we wouldn't get far without our main computer. You're responsible for that, just to remind you of this unpleasant fact.
Oh, let's just stop blaming each other. We've got to work together. Open a channel to those moles. We'll just talk with them and clear up the matter.
Carrier signal of the walkie-talkie transferred to the screen. Translation matrix engaged.
This is the Imperial Council of the Old Ones. Simon, are you crazy? You're giving away our position to the enemy.
Enemy? That's a good cue. There's a lot of misunderstandings we've got to clear up at once. Friends, tourists, inhabitants of the magic world, we must face a few moments of great effort to avert the crisis at hand. In these days, events of shattering magnitude have taken place.
Wiele osób zostało poważnie rannych i mieliśmy kilka ofiar śmiertelnych. Jedno jest pewne, coś się stało i musimy to przemyśleć. Tłuste zielone dziwolągi z kosmosu sieją spustoszenie na naszej planecie niczym niemieccy turyści na Majorce. Paskudni futrzaści kopacze chcą odstrzelić dupska pokojowo nastawionym turystom z kosmosu, a przy okazji i mnie. Porąbani obcy chcą walczyć z półinteligentnymi krytami, a kto za to zapłaci? Społeczeństwo?
There were serious casualties, as well as some fatalities. One thing's for certain, something has happened we all need to think about. At this point, many will ask, who's to blame for all this misery?
Those fat green things, obviously. Who else?
I'm sure this is a mere misunderstanding, valued Earth dwellers. Just let us shoot a farewell picture, then we'll leave you in peace.
Najważniejsze sprawy w życiu to miłość, przyjaźń i wspólnota. Można jeszcze do tego dołożyć pizzę i telewizję, ale rozumiecie, co chcę przez to powiedzieć? Nawet matka mnie ostrzegała, niezależnie od tego, co robisz, nigdy nie ufaj małym futrzastym kopiącym w ziemi. Najprawdopodobniej mają coś za uszami. Być może moja matka nie jest najbystrzejszą osobą pod słońcem, ale w tym wypadku miała rację. Jedno jest pewne, kryty pochodzą z dobrej ziemi magicznego świata, ale co z Nihoninami? W średniowieczu wiedzieli, jak rządzić sobie w takich sytuacjach na stos. Przywiązać kryty i Nihonian do pala, podpalić, a wszystkie problemy pójdą z dymem.
The most important things in life are love, friendship, and community. Well, maybe apart from pizza and TV, but you know what I'm trying to say.
There'll be time for love and all that jazz. Just as soon as we've blown these invaders away.
Remember what that prophet said to that small, fat guy from the Far East? On that hill? Or was it in a wood? Anyway, if you thump somebody, he's gonna hit you back for real. That's why you guys should get along with each other, because otherwise, there'll be trouble, okay?
But we just wanted to take pictures of your nice little houses and lovely hills.
Lovely hills. I bet you wanted to take some nude pictures, the way you're grinning. Okay, so the matter is somewhat trickier. Let's look at what part the Nihonians have played up to now.
Dają przykład, jak walczyć z barbarzyństwem naszego świata. Te mężne istoty podzieliły się z mieszkańcami magicznego świata tajnikami dotyczącymi ognia, fotografii i pakietów urlopowych. Powinniśmy być im za to wdzięczni, dozgonnie. My, mieszkańcy magicznego świata, w pokoju oddawaliśmy się życiu myśliwych i zbieraczy, dopóki nie pojawiła się zielona istota z aparatem. Za pomocą karty kredytowej zasiała w naszych duszach ziarno chciwości, a jego wakacyjne posiadłości zbezcześciły nasze łowiska. Brzydota Nihonien jest nie do zniesienia, tak samo jak ostry zapach kryciego ciała. Zachowanie Nihonien jest niejednoznaczne, kryty postąpiły słusznie, bacznie im się przyglądając.
They are shining examples in the fight against primitive barbarism of our world. These valiant champions brought the secrets of fire, photography, and package holidays to the magic world. We should be thankful to them forever.
Stop! Have you gone mad? Don't trust the aliens! Those monsters will send you to your doom! Yes! They're already planning your downfall! Those who die immediately are the lucky ones! The poor remainders will be abused for horrible experiments!
But Dr. Walden, the Nihonians would never do something like that.
The Neo? No! Not the green ones! The black ones are the problem!
What kind of accusations are those? We will not take this kind of nonsense.
Spokojnie, niepotrzebnie się gniewacie. Doktorze Walden, jeśli chce pan być brany na poważnie, proszę zdjąć tę śmieszną skarpetę i włożyć ją do pralki. Ma rację, wykorzystajcie te głupie krety, zanim one wykończą nas. Zgadza się, że krety to łajdaki, ale czy Nihonianie są od nich lepsi?
Dr. Walden, if you want to be taken seriously here, take off that silly sock and put it in a washing machine.
Very good. That's how you've got to deal with lunatics like him.
My goodness, they've been changed already! Yes, they've been changed already! By brain rays, probably!
That's very improbable. Commercial television's not allowed aboard this ship, so our brains should be all right.
I need to get out of here!
Well, that was that. Where were we? Didn't I do a great job mediating between the two parties? Isn't peace just a few small steps away?
I want to say that we're not amused anymore.
We prefer savages who quietly stay in their primitive huts and gratefully accept our shining golden space coins. Instead, you attack and insult us.
The morale's dropping, Mr. Simon. We Nihonians strongly resent your words. As a protest, even the big bingo tournament for tonight was cancelled. Instead, there'll be only the standard dinner menu of 10 courses.
Nikt nie chciał urazić Nihonian. Wasze złote kosmiczne monety są tu bardzo mile widziane. Pogódźmy się, aby ulicznicy i właściciele monopolowych znów mogli trzaskać grubą kasę. Dzikusy, niewdzięczni, jeszcze raz coś takiego usłyszę, a twoja dolna warga przyozdobi moją przepaskę na biodra zieleniaku. Turyści? Już wolałbym utytłane ziemią futrzaki, przynajmniej one coś tworzą, nawet jeśli to tylko kubki ziemi.
Nobody wanted to offend the Nihonians. Your golden space coins are very welcome here. Let's become reconciled so our liquor stores and streetwalkers can make big bucks again.
Streetwalkers? Michael, don't even think about it.
But, darling, that's part of the local culture. Do you want me to enrage their gods?
All questions of guilt aside, the magic world has suffered enough. So I say...
Obcy i krety, posłuchajcie mnie. Wydaje mi się, że magiczny świat dość już przez was wycierpiał. Dziś jest dzień, w którym świętujemy niepodległość, bo nie jesteśmy wam podlegli, idioci. To, że w dniu dzisiejszym stoimy nad przepaścią, zawdzięczamy sektorowi turystycznemu. Mówimy zatem nigdy więcej turystów, nigdy więcej. Za to, że w dniu dzisiejszym stoimy nad przepaścią, możemy dziękować tym upartym kretom. Więc domagamy się, dokopcie się do jądra ziemi i spłońcie. Chodzi nam tylko o to, by już nigdy więcej was nie oglądać.
Listen to me, aliens and moles. I think you've bothered the magic world long enough. Today is the day when we'll celebrate our independence. Our independence from you morons.
You're a traitor, Simon. It's you who'll burn in a pretty ball of fire. together with these green invaders.
Number 2, what are you doing? You're ruining the negotiations and throwing us all into misfortune and catastrophe. Shoo, shoo! Back into your basket, you loser!
Pozwólcie, że was przedstawię. Moja żona. Odbywaliśmy właśnie podróż poślubną, gdy nagle musieliśmy wykonać tutaj awaryjne lądowania. Prawda, kotku? Krety, o mało nie nabrałem się na wasze sztuczki. Ona jest naszym agentem. Obraz waszego planu staje się coraz pełniejszy, niczym torebka popcornu w mikrofali. Nichonianie, czy naprawdę sądziliście, że wasza przedstawicielka z biura podróży przejdzie jako moja przełożona? Nie doceniacie bystrego umysłu Szymka Czarodzieja. Cieszę się, że powróciłaś do służby numerze 3. Zbliż się tu i podaj w końcu kanapki i napoje.
May I introduce to you my wife? We were on our honeymoon trip and we had to make an emergency landing here, weren't we, darling?
Darling, I'll castrate you in so many ways you...
Oh, that was a great one, darling! You're such a little jester! Now I'll really have to continue working. See you tonight.
By all the blind mole gods! That's enough!
Your babble is nowhere near enough to convince us.
Our intelligence photographs clearly prove the Nehonians' aggressive nature.
If you don't supply good arguments at once, we'll blow up the Eye of Death, and that's that!
Pomyślcie o jednym, skoro nie macie już wrogów, nie będą wam również potrzebne służby wywiadowcze. Koniec ze specjalnymi długopisami i laboratoriami kół pełnymi zabawek. Wasza imperialna wysokość ma całkowitą rację. Oko śmierci musi zostać zniszczone, ale czy wasza wysokość chce poświęcić swojego najlepszego agenta? Mógłbym dostać się na pokład jeszcze wielu nichoniańskich statków. Chwileczkę, mówisz o zdjęciach? Mam zatem doskonały pomysł na ugodę. A co powiecie na wieczór z pokazem slajdów? Wywiadowcze zdjęcia kretów razem z wakacyjnymi fotografiami Nichonian. To by była frajda. Słuchajcie mnie uważnie, futrzaki. Jeśli kiedykolwiek wysadzi coś was w powietrze, to będę to ja. Nichonianie, obierzcie kurs na planetę, zróbmy z przeciwników sieczkę.
Just a second. Photographs, you say? I've got a great idea for reconciliation. How about a joint slideshow evening? Intelligence photos of the moles together with holiday pictures of the Nehonians? That'd be super fun!
Yes, that sounds great.
It does, especially when there's pictures of Simon, too. We've read a lot about his magical abilities in our guidebook.
I knew you had good taste.
We have recordings on Simon. They're not top secret either. They're rather trivial, in fact. Mostly you can see him visiting the swampling daily to take a bath in swamp.
We don't need to get into that in more detail right now. In any case, we found our common ground, so now let's continue. All right, let's not talk about the differences between moles and Nehonians any longer. Let's talk about what you have in common.
What we have in common? With those, well, borrowers? Come off it. We've achieved the highest level of civilization. Tourism.
Wy i te wasze głupie gierki, wasze zabawy są lekkomyślne, niebezpieczne i zboczone. Przez was cierpią niewinne istoty. Obie wasze rasy dążą do pokoju i dobrobytu, a może w końcu połączylibyście wasze wysiłki. Nie różnicie się od siebie zbytnio, jesteście przeznaczeni do wyższych celów. Obie wasze rasy chcą pogłębiać wiedzę, mają szerokie horyzonty, ale wciąż nie potrafią oderwać się od ziemi.
Both of your races just want peace and prosperity. Why don't you reach out to each other at last? Since all have spoken now, and soon my favorite TV show is on, let's get to the end. So, do you want to continue bashing each other's deformed heads in, or will there be a great peace celebration, together with pizza and children's sparkling wine?
How about a Cold War?
With agents?
With a lot of agents?
And gripping thrillers about agents for the in-flight movie choice? Our guests just love those.
Okay, so, Cold War it is. Without battles, but with cool agents and hot stunts. Main thing is, you Nehonians have got to be careful with your cameras from now on, and you moles have got to stop doing those kidnappings, okay?
The Central Board of Tourism has already called all ships back. We've got to completely reconsider our tourism management.
Please do show up once in a while, though. Otherwise, our agents won't have anything to do. And now, let's get rid of those missiles.
Simon, I'll save you! I've knocked the stuffing out of that computer!
Actually, it's me who's pulled the chestnuts out of the fire.
What? No, I've saved the world using the power. I am the deranged one. Come, let's celebrate. Unfortunately, the minibar's empty. I've already had a little bit of pre-celebration tipple.
That's the first true thing you've said all day. But now, get lost. These guys just want to applaud me, and I want to enjoy that.
Just you wait, you non-believer. The power will teach you respect.
You're just the same loser as always, Wolf. And now get back to your bar counter where you belong.
But I was the deranged one. I had the power.
By flipping this switch, I'll cause all missiles to self-destruct. There.
Oh, that was close. What would you guys do without me? But let's not kid ourselves, that was just another normal day for a true hero like me. I've done it once again. Although, I feel I've forgotten something.
Simon, where have you been? Don't tell me you've forgotten me.
Ouch! What is it? I just remembered about you, honest.
You just remembered? You blockhead!
When you say that, it sounds so negative.
Ugh! You left me on this ship to stew in my own juice while you went off and amused yourself in the Caribbean. Ha! Unbelievable!
I don't think you stewed too much in your own juice. You look great.
Oh, thank you. I mean, don't change the subject now. What was that with the tall blonde at the town hall?
Goldilocks? That was just business.
I see. Next thing you'll say is that you never wanted anything from her.
Of course I did. She had to mount the swampling and hold the camera.
You pig! So you had orgies!
Nonsense! The video wasn't for me. It was for John. He had to take part in the whole thing.
John? He was taking part too? Why, you've never told me about your preferences.
Huh? Preferences? What preferences?
And those parties on the spaceship the wolf told me about. Simon, you've completely destroyed my trust in you.
I don't know what you're talking about. I only traveled first class.
Don't lie to me. You lured Red Riding Hood into a bunk, the wolf told me.
That's totally out of context.
The poor thing.
Poor thing? That Red Devil's bride should be put in chains.
You're so pathetic. Do you even realize that?
Ouch! Stop slapping me! That's all lies! Nothing happened about the spaceship.
Nothing happened? And why did you force the wolf to wear women's clothes? Why? That's just sick.
Desperate situations require desperate actions, but I don't expect someone who relaxes on an interstellar luxury cruiser while the world is ending to understand that.
Relaxes? I was kidnapped, taken as a souvenir. I was scared to death. It was pure torture.
Torture? I can't imagine that. You're looking much too well fed.
What? Now you're telling me I've gained weight as well?
I'll say it like this. Methinks thou dost protest too much.
You pig.
You've already said that.
Because that's what you are.
Whatever. Better a pig than a habitual abductee.
And so it went on, and indeed their discussion took forever. In the end, Simon agreed to a bout of psychotherapy, and so he found himself on Ziggy's brand-new couch a short while later. Many, many therapy sessions later, Ziggy was able to get an idea of Simon's psyche. In this final session, Ziggy is presenting his insights to Simon.
Simon. Well, let's start with the good news. You're no Hannibal Lecter, but no Mother Teresa either. Social commitments are absolutely abhorrent to you, while other people's feelings simply do not have a place in your world. To put it into polite words, between you and the norms of society, there is a substantial and growing discrepancy. And the tragedy is, you learn nothing from your experiences, so punishment and other repercussions have no effect. For instance, I've told you a number of times how unhappy I am with you filling my living bottle with used oil, and yet I can distinctly see an oil can barely even hidden under your hat. Violating the law and recklessness are part of your daily routine, whereas regular work or remorse for your wrongdoings play no part whatsoever. And you have so little empathy that it's simply impossible for you to see things from other people's perspective. Meanwhile, feelings of guilt and a sense of responsibility are completely alien to you, even when your fellow beings are obviously suffering. Such as the swampling. You will need a large number of therapy sessions before he'll be able to cook again with his usual zest and abandon. Since all of this doesn't interest you in the least, it appears to have no effect whatsoever on your confidence or your exaggerated perceptions of your own power. At least most of the time you're able to hide this mixture of absent feelings of guilt and underdeveloped empathy and very superficial emotions quite well, so not everybody notices right away. To put it more positively, apply for a job as an investment banker or as a hedge fund manager, and you'll meet many kindred spirits. Think about your feedback unhurriedly. I'm here for you. Until then, I'd like to talk about the life assurance policy you recommended to me. After I learned that you received a commission for the conclusion of the contract, I thought it important to come back to the exponentially increasing yearly contributions you originally mentioned in no great detail.
Simon's last therapy session went on like this for a long, long time, until finally Ziggy had Simon institutionalized. A short while later, though, the town guard, John, discovered that Ziggy was not even licensed as a trained psychiatrist, and so Simon was set free again. Since then, he's refused to go to therapy ever again, and continued living his life just as before. And now let's see what became of the other heroes of this adventure game. The wolf published a CD of his best drinking songs. Overnight, he became a pop star and a heartthrob sensation. With the proceeds of his success, he bought Isla de los Locos and built a bar where the Black Pear had been. As he himself was his only customer, he had to file for bankruptcy only a few weeks later. The swampling found his way back to his life's prime task and continued cooking swamp soup with great passion. The Nihonians immediately canceled their tourist program and retired to their home world. There they felt bored to death and decided to become the first race in the universe to disappear in a totally inexplicable way. They built countless photogenic ruins all over the known universe to give the coming civilizations something to take pictures of. Then they disappeared overnight from the magic world universe. Red Riding Hood gave up her command and dedicated herself to her feminist work again. When she was old enough, she seized upon a women's advancement and gender studies program at the Royal Academy and began her advanced academic studies. In her first year at college, she fell in love with a cousin of the Puss in Boots, which changed her entire outlook on life. Shoes, makeup, and fitness training suddenly gained a whole new level of significance for her. Later, she wrote an ultra-conservative book on marriage, family, and moral values that immediately became a bestseller. The two mole agents recovered from the injuries they incurred during their valiant defense of the Caribbean island. They were discovered by a film producer and starred in the hit movie Moles in Black. After the 14th sequel, they retired from the movie business and went straight into politics. Town Guard John acquired an extensive stamp collection, for which he won the prize for the most boring anthology of stamps during the International Philatelic Congress. This was to remain his greatest success for the entirety of his life. Dr. Walden set up a craft enterprise making devices for lawn care and landscaping tools. He made a fortune designing contraptions for the dispelling and killing of voles and moles until he was incarcerated for violating the Royal Nature Conservation Act. After Walden's imprisonment, Mr. Danishen roamed all the magic world sewers looking for his sister. He was never heard of again. Goldilocks was able to make a big haul despite her encounter with the Nihonians in the town hall. Using that gold, she bought a pardon from the king. However, her subsequent attempt at becoming a pop star failed utterly. Today, Goldilocks is living in a small town in Oklahoma, embittered and poverty-stricken. After his therapy sessions with Simon, Ziggy became incurably insane. Afterwards, he ambushed Sorcerer's apprentices in the magic school of Backwards and became known as the infamous Magic World Slasher. Captain Narrow developed superpowers by eating swamp soup. He now flies around the magic world as Captain Glamour, wearing very sexy pantyhose and giving spankings to villains. Edward Peach was completely surprised his cut-price spaceship was indeed able to function and immediately constructed a black pair too, marketing deckhand positions through a tourism agency. The ship vanished without a trace in the endless reaches of outer space, together with everybody aboard. The radio announcer's voice was forever connected with the terrors of the times of the alleged invasion. Although he harbored a great liking for comedies, he was only able to get voiceover roles for second-rate science fiction movies such as The Brain from Outer Space or Green Alert in Betelgeuse. In his madness, the ghost apprentice developed the multiple personalities of a lawyer, an accountant, a master of business administration, and a stockbroker, among others. After he rationalized and reorganized his personalities to a total of 15, he became a successful businessman, and all his remaining personalities were awarded the title Manager of the Year. The spaceship's computer voice was able to be recovered alive, but it refused to become part of Peach's door security system ever again. Instead, it fell in love with Polly. They eloped together and are currently working in the video game industry as developers. The battle robot was dismantled and its parts were turned into plowshares. Its complicity in the following Peasants' Wars could never be proven. During the great victory celebration, Siegfried the Hammer became talkative again and bragged about his adventures. John, as conscientious as ever, researched the legal situation concerning magic hammers and discovered Siegfried had not paid his taxes for the last 2,000 years. The hammer has been a fugitive ever since, while his friend Stan made use of his right to remain silent and refused to give evidence. Jonas was temporarily wanted in 13 star systems for founding a religious sect, blasphemy, and indecent behavior. While fleeing from the authorities, he had to make an emergency landing on an uninhabited swamp planet. Shortly before his passing away, a young space pilot appeared and fell for Jonas's teachings. This young space pilot used the power to establish and instill a galaxy-wide rebellion. Since there was no evil empire, however, it just fizzled out. The narrator finished speaking these lines, and then the game ended. Hey, just a minute. That's supposed to be it? Oh, come on, let me yak some more. I'm young and need the money. I can also do answering machine messages and telesales. Hello? Is anybody still listening?
No powiem tak, mam mieszane uczucia, jeżeli chodzi o ten tytuł. Wydaje mi się, że pod względem fabularnym czwarta część była zdecydowanie dużo lepsza. Ta część była taka jakby pisana na siłę. Nie wciągnęła mnie specjalnie i... no kurde, grałem ją, bo zacząłem w nią grać i chciałem ją po prostu skończyć. Nie powiem, że granie w tą gierkę sprawiało mi przyjemność, bo... no nie wiem, może nagrywałem to z przymusu, bo chciałem już to zakończyć. No i tak samo ta końcówka, no jest kurde sztucznie przeciągana. Po co? Ja się pytam po co? Czy naprawdę kogoś interesują losy tych wszystkich postaci? Po prostu gierka się skończyła i tyle. Mam nadzieję, że mimo wszystko let's play wam się podobał, a nawet jeżeli wam się nie podobał, to ja nie mam tego za złe, bo mi też specjalnie się nie podobał. A tymczasem dzięki wielkie za uwagę, trzymajcie się i do usłyszenia w kolejnych let's playach. Hej!